First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who well and teach well with sound doctrine, and peace and blessings to the elect. Now, I just wanted to do a quick video based on, well, you could say it was a conversation slash yeah, you could call it a conversation. I don't. There was another word that was in my head, but I can't. That was in my head, but I can't recall it at the moment. And it was basically two Benjamite women on two different occasions. There was an older woman, and then there was a fairly young woman as well. She looked like she was just. If I was to guess, she looked like the younger one looked like she was just a few years older than me. And for those of you who've heard me mention my age in some of my previous videos, I'm not that old. But anyway, this I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start off with the scripture and then basically explain what it was that happened. And this is Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Jake, they love to go. They love to run to Esau when when something happens, or even when, like, let's use this whole quote unquote pandemic as an example. So these Jakes felt like they were going to lose their jobs, or this and this was going to happen, which, so granted, some people did lose their jobs, fair enough. And then, and all this extra stuff that shouldn't, and all that extra stuff that shouldn't really be a concern of yours, because you should be circumspect. You should be like, hold on, when have they ever been pushing this hard for something to happen? It's like the people aren't organically wanting to do it, for the most part, because they're actually saying, wait a minute, this isn't something that's really happened before. Because people know, like, they're kind of sitting back and kind of taking it in, but as I said, they're ready to throw in the towel as soon as any adversity comes. And that's why I say to a lot of them, listen, if you threw in the towel this quick, you're most likely not going to hack it when it comes to the force that they come in with when they're trying to mandate the Marcus. Now, of course, the Vanessa wasn't the mark of the beast. Of course, we know that. But as you can see, things are gradually leading up to it. You have something called Amazon palm payment, if I'm not mistaken, which is just something they're using to condition people's minds so that when Marcus comes out, it doesn't seem so foreign, because what they've already mentioned, a microchip on the news, which seemed like a quote unquote conspiracy theory if you were to say it like 1-2 years ago. But now now people see, oh, it's not so crazy, because they've outright come out and said it. Oh, digital currency, you guys are crazy. And then they've outright said, oh, currency, we're looking to make currency digitized in the future. So they're using gradualism, because just like the boiling frog theory. I don't know if it's a theory or if it's just a saying. But anyway, if you boil a frog in hot water, like, gradually, he's not gonna realize he's being boiled alive till it's too late. But if you throw him into the water when it's boiling hot, he's gonna know what's going on and it's gonna try and jump out. So anyway, the first Jake woman, she said she went for the Vanessa. They called her for the Vanessa, to go take it. So long story short, she basically went in as she went to take it. I don't know if she suspected anything wrong with it or whatnot. I honestly can't speak for her, but now she definitely knows from speaking to her. She knows that she definitely shouldn't have taken it. But anyway, she was like, must have been, I don't know, it must have been the doctor or whatnot that told her to take it. So After she took the Vanessa, and brothers, this isn't me. He say, she say. This is something I heard with my own ears. I had to come, my mom was having a conversation with this woman, and I was there. So she was basically saying that after she had the Vanessa, she collapsed in the hospital. She almost died of blood clots, man. And this is what she said out of her own mouth. And even after all that happened to her, after everything that happened to her, they still tried to shrug it off and said, "Oh, it's not the Vanessa," despite it happening straight after she took the Vanessa, and her collapsing and everything like that. They basically tried to trying to reel her in to get another shot. Now, from what it seems, no, I don't even know. She could be a part of the elect, and the Lord could have had her tell me so that I could have been able to share it with some of you brothers, man, and of course the few aquas that listen as well. So she said after that, like, she's not taking, like, she didn't take no more. She's not taking no more. So it seems like she's had a change of mind. So I don't know. The Lord could have had her go through that experience for a reason. Like, Lord could have had her go through that just to tell me. I'm not being vain or anything like that, but I'm just saying that, if like, if the Lord if the Lord like if the Lord is choosing to have mercy on her for some specific reason, because, like, she took the one, but she said she didn't take any more, then hey, I don't know. The Lord could deliver her. So, but anyway, onto this next one. Salaki for rambling a bit too long. But onto this next woman now. So she's the younger one. So her one, it wasn't as quote unquote bad as the first one. But anyway, she basically took the Vanessa twice. You know, she had a car. She had a car. She showed me the car. What I wasn't too into it, to be honest. But you know, she, she was, she was nice or whatever. But she, like, when it came to that, her mind wasn't right. Cause she, even after taking it, like, she said she claimed she took it because she didn't want to lose her job. I'm like, wow, this is the reason why you took it. And cause obviously not too long ago she was in Jamaica, but something happened that she came down to the UK. So she was still fairly fresh. She was she was fresh. She was basic. She was fairly new into the country, I should say. Well, she was new into the country when I spoke to her. Like, and when it was told to her that she didn't need an injection to have the Vanessa, to have to basically do her job. She was like, "Oh, I've taken that for no reason." But even so, even if you're taking it for your job, you should not have done. You should not afford it like that, man. Because, like, you have to stand firm for what you believe in. And if they can easily incentivize you, with just with bribes and all of that, you're not holding your integrity. You're showing the Lord that you basically sell. Well, I'm gonna say this plain. You basically sell out what you said, you know, for the right amount of money or rewards. But us in this truth, we're supposed to, we have to stand firm. We have to stand firm. Like, we can't fold or anything like that just because something's happening and it may seem like this. If you know you're supposed to do, if you know, like, in your spirit that you're not supposed to do something, you know, don't do it. Because if you know that, if you know, like, for example, let me use an example. If you're a brother in this truth and you know not to eat pork, and then you go ahead at a family convention and then you're pressured into eating bacon, not turkey bacon, I'm talking pork bacon, and then after it, you're like, all my days what I've done. Not saying you can't repent of that, of course, but it's like, you know, that's something that you could have controlled. That's something you could have stopped, man. That's something easy that you should not have done, cause it's something that you have to chew and digest. You shouldn't have done that. Anyway, going on to Isaiah 31:1, and then probably close out there. Okay, this is Isaiah 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. And of course, we know the word Egypt, means is another way is a word for bondage as well. And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But not, but look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither see the Lord. So you want to be thinking kindly. You think Esau can help you. You're going to Esau about this Vanessa, despite everything that's coming out about these Vanessas and whatnot. And then you're saying, oh, Esau says he's gonna give you money. You're gonna be allowed to work and all that. What the hell you doing all that for? This kingdom is going down. You know, you ain't really got that much left in this place. We could be out here by, end of this year or even next year, man. You know, could just to put into perspective how short the time really is. So just like I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been the brother Bakwa or the elder Atazwan. If you broke for the Vanessa, then although the Vanessa is in the MOB, like the Lord could have something happen to you and then have it to where you're healed by a man of the Lord, in the near future, just as a testimony of your faith, and then you get sealed as the elect. But, you know, speaking like, if you've just taken it just like and the Lord isn't with you, then you'll most likely break when Marcus comes, man. That's the reality of it. But in closing, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kwakadash. I hope the conversation I shared with you brothers was like you took it on board, and it was exhorting and perhaps edifying as well. Until next time, Shalom.